Hi, I'm dgerard and welcome to Pivot to AI, coming to you Monday to Friday. Today, it's the very first use case for AI, defense contracting. The term artificial intelligence was invented in 1955 for a marketing push to the US Department of Defense. Silicon Valley's goal has always been the government teat, the final stage of capitalism. So, last week, chatbot vendor Anthropic had problems with the Department of Defense. The department is very into its chatbots, and they love Anthropic's Claude. They've got Claude all through department systems, usually embedded in software from Palantir. Anthropic had a $200 million contract with Defense. They even made a model called Claude Gov that didn't have the guardrails and restrictions the commercial version has. The defense contract said Claude could not be used for domestic surveillance. But for defense particularly, Anthropic didn't want Claude used in autonomous lethal operations. They did not want the chatbot in the kill chain. The department started talking in January about cancelling the whole contract if they couldn't use the bot to kill people. Defense is upset Anthropic won't change these provisions, so now the department wants to designate Anthropic a supply chain risk. So no other company with a defense contract will be allowed to use Anthropic themselves. Supply chain risk is a big deal. That's a designation used for spies, not as a business negotiation with a contractor. The threat first came up 2 weeks ago. A senior Pentagon official told Axios, quote, "It will be an enormous pain in the ass to disentangle, and we are going to make sure they pay a price for forcing our hand like this," unquote. That is to say, for wanting the department to stick to the contract they signed. Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, called Dario Amodei of Anthropic into his office last Tuesday morning and made the supply chain risk threat directly to his face. So, Anthropic and Defense were close to hammering out the last details of the new contract. Deadline was 5 p.m. last Friday, 27th February. The final sticking point was the Pentagon really wanted a loophole that would allow domestic surveillance. Quote, "The Pentagon still wanted to use the company's AI to analyze bulk data collected from Americans." Unquote. The deadline passed. At 5:14 p.m., Hegseth posted a statement to Twitter that had obviously been prepared well ahead of time, saying he was designating Anthropic a supply chain risk. Quote, "The terms of service of Anthropic's defective altruism will never outweigh the safety, the readiness, or the lives of American troops on the battlefield." Unquote. Now, you might think that using a hallucination machine was risking their lives already. Anthropic is not happy about the supply chain risk designation. They're going to sue over it. It's one thing for defense to say they don't want to use Claude anymore. It's quite another to threaten to destroy their business. It would clearly be illegal if laws existed. Other parts of government aren't so happy with this either. Quote, "Officials at US intelligence agencies, including the CIA, which uses Anthropic's AI technology, have also privately urged both sides to make a deal. Some current and former officials said they continued to hope for a peace agreement." Unquote. But OpenAI was whispering in Defense's ear. After Hegseth threatened Amodei to his face, Sam Altman called the department to see what they could do. They hammered out a draft agreement by the next day. OpenAI first opened itself to military sales in January 2024. Sam Altman announced the new defense deal on Friday, a few hours after Pete Hegseth's tweet. Quote, "In all of our interactions, the DoW displayed a deep respect for safety and a desire to partner to achieve the best possible outcome." Unquote. The best possible outcome for OpenAI is a bailout when they run out of money. OpenAI needs the Department of Defense to think OpenAI is load-bearing. Now Anthropic is getting chatbot addicts claiming they're the peace-loving AI company and the suckers are buying it. Drooling Claude addicts going up to the $200 subscription to support them. Claude hit #1 on the US Apple Store over the weekend. The Claude service has been falling over under load. But this is nonsense. Anthropic really wants to keep being a defense contractor. They have no pacifist attitude, and they never did. Here's Dario Amodei on CBS just yesterday.
We were the first company to, put our models on the classified cloud. We were the first company to make custom models for national security purposes. We're deployed across the intelligence community and the military for applications like cyber, combat support operations, various things like this.
The goal of the Department of Defense, particularly in 2026, is to do things that lead to dead people. Anthropic's just a bit squeamish about that last bit. They very much want to be in on all the stuff that leads up to the killing people bit. So, you know what happened the very next day. On Saturday, 28th February, the US and Israel launched attacks on Iran. And guess what? The Department of Defense used Claude all through the operation. Quote, "Commands around the world, including US Central Command in the Middle East, use Anthropic's Claude AI tool. The command uses the tool for intelligence assessments, target identification, and simulating battle scenarios, even as tension between the company and Pentagon ratcheted up." Unquote. And that will be why the Pentagon wanted to nail down the Anthropic deal, so it'd be in time for this operation. Because if you're going to have an AI target and kill you, why not have a hallucinating AI target and kill you? Thanks for tuning in to Pivot to AI. Don't forget to tell just one person about this episode. Hit like and subscribe on YouTube, leave a nice review in your podcast app, and don't forget to help keep Pivot to AI going by dropping just $5 into the Patreon linked in the show notes. Or, if it's easier for you, on YouTube, hit the join button below the video. Thank you all. I'll see you tomorrow, and bye for now.